Being the best version of ourselves for our wives is possible. And frankly, it's our duty as husbands. See, hopefully they only have one shot at a best husband, and that's you. See, these 5 habits will help you become the best version of yourself so that you can serve her well. Hello, my friend. My name's Zach, and I have some habits to share with you. Some of them I've been doing for years. Some of them I've added recently. But all of them have helped me to be the best version of me that I can be. So you can borrow all 5 of these, and I won't get mad at you. All right. Number 1, quiet time. Building the habit of daily quiet time with the Lord has absolutely changed my life. As a husband, as a man, it has rocked my world because God has rocked my world. We need to provide space to hear from God. And it's really easy, and it was for years for me to have time with God and then no time with God, and time with God and no time with God. But that is not a fruitful life. In fact, as a Christ follower, it is so foolish to me that we would not spend every day with Him. Like, being a Christ follower, we've admitted that we need God, that we can't do it on our own. Yeah, why would we go a day without talking to Him? I don't know, but I did it for years. Okay, so instead though, every morning I have time where I'm reading the Bible. I have time where I'm talking to God. I have time where I'm listening to God. And I've established that quiet time every morning because that works for me. So I don't care if it's morning, afternoon, or evening, but the habit of daily, not once or twice, but every day having quiet time will change your life. Number 2, cold shower. I thought this was crazy. You might think this is crazy. You might think, no, I would never do that. But taking a daily cold shower has transformed my mental life. So cold showers help me to ignore my mind because you are forcing your body to do something it doesn't want to do. Like it does not feel good to have that cold water right out of getting out of bed. But it has changed me in learning to ignore my mind. It also has some cool things that happen, like it spikes your endorphins throughout the day, so it makes me feel happier all day long. And honestly, it's a habit I won't stop doing. Here's how it helps me as a husband. When the endorphins are flying, I'm in a better mood. And me in a better mood is a better servant of my wife. Like, it just happens that way. So, surprisingly, mopey Zach doesn't serve his wife well. But good mood Zach more often than does. And so you'll find the same thing happens with you. And I'm going to put a link in the description to, there's a video by Huberman. He talks all about cold showers, and he's a neuroscientist and the research behind it. You can do cold shower, you can do cold plunge, but you don't have to. But it's worked for me. All right, number 3, benevolent detachment. Going throughout my day and operating and using benevolent detachment has absolutely made me a better husband. Here's what benevolent detachment is in a nutshell. It's the art of letting something go and giving it to God. In fact, the Bible says to give your cares to God because He cares for you. And so it's simply saying, God, I give this to you. And so what you do is you ask God what you need to let go of. You think about the worries you're carrying, baggages you're holding, all the other things, and just one by one you give them to God. And this helps me become a better husband because I'm not carrying my shame. I'm not carrying my anxiety. I'm not carrying those things when I do this benevolent detachment. And so therefore I become a less reactive man. And I'm able to be there for moments with my wife that when I don't let those things go, I'm not in that moment anymore. I become a reactive mess. And then she says something and I'm like, phew, off I go to the races, right? So benevolent detachment will absolutely change your life. Number 4, 3 wins. This is something I've been doing lately. This is a very recent habit I'm putting into my life. And here's the nutshell, that every night I write down 3 wins. I do this because, frankly, I see everything I've done wrong in the day, where I could have been better, where I failed as a husband, where I failed as a father, where I failed as a business owner, all these different things where I'm looking at where I could have been better. And though that helps me to grow, it does not help me to be a happy man. And it can also put me into this spiral of shame. And when we get in a spiral of shame, it not only leads us to more addictive behavior, it also leads us to be so self-focused. And I've noticed as I've put down 3 wins, 3 things that I think I did well throughout the day, I feel better about myself. And when I feel better about myself, I'm less reactive to my wife, and I'm also more observant. The cool thing is, we also, when we name 3 wins, we can see where God shows up throughout the day. And as I've been doing this, it's made me more grateful for my wife. It's made me more grateful for my life. And it's made me see God show up in a whole new way. And so this is something that I'm going to continue to do. All right, habit number 5, daily exercise. Moving my body helps my mind, it helps my body. And if we're trying to be the best version of ourselves, frankly, we want to be the best version of ourselves physically, mentally, and spiritually. It's not like one area. It's all of them. And the thing about daily exercise for me is that it affects all areas. It helps my body. It helps me mentally. Like, there's nothing more than working the body to tame the mind for me is a real thing. Also, running or working out in that way, for me, it gives me time with God to hear from Him. So the 5th habit I think you should instill is daily exercise. It doesn't have to be a big thing. In fact, it's something that's grown in my life, but a walk is exercise. As men, one of the things that I've noticed we tend to do with all these areas is like this never satisfied, always going forward. Like for me this year, just to give a practical example from my own life, is I set a goal at the beginning of the year. I was going to run 1,000 miles this year. And right now we're recording this in June, and I'm approaching 700 miles. It's halfway through the year, my friend, and I'm already going, 1,000, maybe 1,500 is where I'm looking at running this year. Why? I don't know why. I'm always wanting to move the line. And so if you struggle with this, if this is something you do, we're talking about habits here. They can be small things. You don't have to make them gigantic. So like physical exercise, if you're not doing anything, just go for a walk every day or go for a bike ride. Wherever your body is, just work it. All right, I hope that these 5 habits will help you because they've helped me to be the best version of myself. Have a great day, and God bless you on your journey.